uh, we have to I'll start again. We have to download and install the program. Sorry, install the software. And once you install and once you open it, you will get this window, and it contains the uh, area where you can write the program, and also it contains a file, edit, sketch, tool, and help option. Okay, so we'll go this in this module one by one. Okay, here when you install the software and when you open, the first thing you have to do is you have to go with a at a tools option. Okay, you have to open the tools option. There you have to select board option. There's a board option. Okay, there's a board option. You have to select the board. In that board you have to select Arduino Uno. Okay, Arduino Uno you have to select because there is a many Arduino boards are there, and presently we are using a basic Arduino one, so that is you have to select the Arduino Uno. If you are forget to select this Arduino Uno or whatever board you are using, then it is you won't get any program upload to your board. You'll get an error like board is not found. Okay, so first thing, before running or before writing any program, you have to select which board you are using. Okay, this is about the selecting the Arduino board. Okay, and next one, once you select the Arduino board, you have to select your serial port, so that when you are connecting with the help of the USB cable from Arduino to the laptop or a PC, then it will automatically detect. Say here down it is showing Arduino Uno on the COM 9. Like that it shows automatically. Even though it's showing the automatically, you have to go to the tools, then you have to select serial port. Okay, first is a board you have to select, then you have to select a serial port. In the serial port you have to select which com it is available. Okay, so it shows directly, it shows like it is available at the com 5, com 9, com 6, whatever is there, that you have to select with the, or else some software it automatically tick marks, it automatically detects the which comport it is available. Okay, if it is not detecting, you have to select by manually at which comport it is available. Okay, this is about selecting a serial port. And if your serial port is not selected properly, then again it will get a error, and your whatever program you are writing, that won't transfer to your board. Okay, these are the basic things you have to do it. Okay, next, and as I said, when you open the software window, it has a different sections. Okay, it has text editor where it is wide setup and wide loop is written. There it has a text editor, and it has a compiler, and also it has a hardware interface. So in the hardware I'll come with one by one. In the text editor, what we are writing? We are writing a syntax, and we are writing a keyword, and also we are writing a automatic indications, what indication we should get in the Arduino board, and also we have to write in the program shortcuts or a logic of the program, and compiler which compiles the program, and hardware interface what is required, you have to upload the program, and you have to communicating. Once the uploading is done, that will communicate with the Arduino with the help of USB. So these are the main three elements when you are connecting with the Arduino and the software. First, you have to write a program in the text editor, then you have to compile. Before compiling, you have to check whether it is program is written properly or any errors are there. Once zero errors you find, you have to upload it, and you have to, before doing that, you have to interface in the first session, first step only, then you have to do the compiling and uploading the thing. Okay, then see, now this is the how to use the Arduino software thing. As I said in the first slide, it has a 5 sections. Okay, file, edit, sketch, tool, and help. And again it has a different taskbars, different toolbars. First one is a, see, name of the sketch. Suppose if you are writing a program called LCD display, okay, there it comes your name as LCD display, and which version you are using. See here I have taken a screenshot of, Arduino 1.1. Okay, I have taken a screenshot of Arduino 1.1. So that version it will show, and along with your file name. Okay, then, and here the first one, the first which shows as a tick mark. Okay, first section which has a tick mark, that is a compile section. Once you click this tick mark, it will compile your program, or else it will verify your program whether it is correct or not, or if any errors comes, that comes in the compile section also, or else sometime it comes in the uploading section also. No worries, but before going to the upload, we have to compile the program. We have to check the program it is proper or not. Once compile is verified, then you have to do the uploading of the program. Okay, here the arrow mark, which is right arrow mark, which has a uploading arrow mark, you have to click that arrow mark which is next to the tick mark, that gives the uploading to the board. Whatever your file is compiled, that will be uploaded on the board, and it takes a few seconds. If any error occurs, it won't upload any program to the board. It says the errors like your port is not available. It says like board is not found. It says like any programming error, semicolon is missing, or a bracket is not closed, or undefined keyword. So whatever error comes, it shows. Once all errors are clear, then only it will upload your program to the board. So that is uploading part. So compiling is easy, but uploading is a difficult. Once you are perfectly done with the all connection, hardware interface, and writing the program, then only you can successfully upload your program. Okay, next one. If you want to write a new program, you can directly click here. That is a next to the third option. You can directly, it will open a new window. You can write your programs. And in file, edit, sketch, there also there's an option file and all. There also you can open. And also next one, if you want to open, suppose you have saved a program in any of the folders and you want to open directly, then you can directly click this fourth option, which gives the, you can open your program. And to save your program, you can use the last down arrow mark, so you can save your program. Okay, and once you done the program, okay, once you done the program, here at the right corner, okay, at the right corner, there's a one circle type symbol is there, which shows the serial monitor. Suppose if you write any, say like addition of two numbers, suppose 2 plus 2 you have written, you want to see the answer of 3. Okay, 2 plus 2 you want to see the answer of 4. To see that answer, you have to click a serial monitor. There you can get your whatever program you written, whatever answer is coming, that you can see in the serial monitor. Okay, and next one is a so this is about the how to use the Arduino IDE. Okay, and next one, in the Arduino only, one second, in the Arduino only, we have you have to click a file option. The first one, the file option you have to click. In the file, again you can write, if you want to write a new program, you can click a new. If you want to open a already written program, you can open. And if you want to open recent program, you can open recent. You can open a sketchbook. And examples, here examples like there's a inbuilt programs, it has inbuilt basic program Arduino has, like a blink program, potentiometer, serial data reading, analog data, digital data. Those are the inbuilt example it has. Why they put a inbuilt examples? To test your board and the test your programming window. Okay, then if you want to close a program or a window, you can close with a control W, and you can save with a control S program and save as. And there is a option is preference. Okay, if you click a preference in the file, so what happens, that one window will open. Okay, when you click a preference, there's a one window will open. In there, there's a many options are there in the preference, but no need to worry. What you have to do, there is a one little blur. When we do the programming, I'll show the directly, I'll open the model. So just in the slide, it is blur. You just see whatever I'm telling, just listen whatever I'm teaching. See here in the preference, there's a one option is there, show verbose output during. Okay, there's a two options are there, compilation, sorry, compilation and the upload. Okay, and when you are getting any error while doing a uploading, suppose you are getting any error it is not uploading up to the board and all, you have to go to the file, open the preference, then check this is uncheck or check. Okay, if your box upload is unchecked, you have to check it, then only you can upload your program to the board. And if it is just a blank one, you are not able to upload the program to the board. Okay, for if where you have to check that box, okay, then only you can upload your program. So this is a comes in the preferences. Okay, next is uh, references. Okay, Arduino reference. See, Arduino has few in the software module. It has a few references. Like suppose you are new to the programming, you are new to write the programming. You can go to the reference section. That reference section comes in the where you can get a reference section in the help option. If you click a help, you'll get a reference. Then when you click a reference, you will get a language of preferences. There you'll get a keyword or a format how to write. Suppose you want to write a digital input, you are taking a digital input and you are giving a digital output, or you are giving a digital input, you are giving a digital output. So what are the functions, how to write the keywords? So that thing is written here. Suppose there's a function, so digital IO, pin mode, you have to write a digital write. Then you can read a data digital, or you can give the output as a digital. And if you write a analog read, then you can read the analog value. And if you write a analog write, you can write the analog value. Okay, so it has many things. And if you want to write a program using a different structure, and if you want to use a different control structures, there is a options which are things we have to use while writing the programs. These things you will get in the preferences. Okay, and next one is what are the errors we commonly get? Okay, why we get a common errors? Okay, so the main error usually we get because of we are not selecting a proper Arduino board. Okay, if you have failed to select a proper Arduino board at the beginning of the program, you will get a 100% error in your program. Okay, you have to select a proper Arduino board for before starting or before writing any programs. Okay, then second one thing you will get a error like common error, port is missing. So you have to select a common proper port which is discovered when you put a USB cable with Arduino board, that you have to select. So here in the picture, it has a COM3. Okay, so you have to select, identify which COM it is there, that you have to check it. Okay, if you want, if you miss these two things, selecting the board and the port, you'll get a error in your program. Okay, so next thing, this is the Arduino sketch structure. See, in the Arduino sketch structure, it has a main two parts. One is void setup and second one is void loop. Okay. See, whenever you open the new window in the Arduino, you'll get this box, whatever I shown in the box, that window you'll get. There it is written void setup and the void loop. Okay. In the void setup, you have to write the code, and in the loop, you have to write main program. See here, in the void setup, you have to write whatever the inputs you are taking, input button name. Suppose you are taking a input from from the pin number 10. So you have to mention input pin 10, and you are taking the output from the pin number 13. So you have to mention those things in the setup. And if you want to repeat the program, suppose you are blinking the LED and you want to blink for every 10 second and off for 10 second, on for 10 second, that repeated things you have to write in the loop. And whatever main program you are writing, logic of the program is written in the loop. And setup, the initial setup like input pins, output pins, character definition, and integer values, float values, character values. So whatever initial steps you are taking for to recognize your board, that will be written in the void setup. Okay, next, I'll show again the same structure. See, Arduino IDE has three main structure. One comes as a define, and one with a B. Always keep in mind with the indication as define and opening and closing bracket, and you have to keep in mind always about the colons and all these things. I hope you are aware in while doing the C programming and all. If you are forgot, just open your today's basic programming and recall it. It will help for your again Arduino session of tomorrow's. Okay. Okay. See here, 3 section it has: define, wide setup, wide loop. As I already said, define pin with a variable. In the define section, what I'll do, suppose I'm using a pin number 13. Okay, I have to define it here, LED blink equal to pin 13. So I am defining with a int value or whatever value you are using. You have to define that pin number in before starting in the define section. And whatever output pin and whatever input pin you are using. Suppose you are using a n-log output or you are using a n-log input, digital output or digital input. Those pin details, how many input pins you are using for what all things and printing things, those defining the pin using output or input, you have to write in the setup, void setup. Okay, and main program and logic of the program. Okay, main program and logic and commands and what you are doing in this program, what you want to do, those all things comes in the loop section. Okay, those all comes in the loop section. Next, these are the some standards we have to follow while writing the program. As I said, you will get these things in the references. You have to open the reference. You have to, in the reference, you will get these all things. Again, I'll just stress because once I start a programming, you should not get confused why sir has used this instruction. Okay, so we have to aware of the functions. Okay, see here, if you are writing a digital IO pins, okay, if you are writing a digital IO pins, if you are writing a digital IO pin, you have to use a pin mode. That should be in this standard format. If you are while writing, if you write a small m, it will show error or it won't show highlight in the red indicator. Okay, and again I'll tell this is the case sensitive. Wherever is a uppercase is required, you have to write in the uppercase. Wherever lowercase is required, you have to write in the lowercase. Suppose you are writing a digital write. Okay, you are taking a input values. You are mentioning a input value or a output value. You have to write digital write in this format, and you have to mention the pin value and this pin value. Suppose you are using a pin 13. So pin 13, you have to declare in the define only. You have to write a pin 13 in the define. Then you can write that pin and you can write the value for what purpose you are using. Okay. And if you are using any integer value, so int digital read, if you are reading any value, digital value, if you are reading, you have to use the digital. And same way in the analog form. If you are taking analog input or output, you have to write int analog read or analog write. Okay, and if you are in the advanced input output like shift out and unsigned values, and if you are mentioning a time, suppose I'll say take an example of LED blink. You want to glow a LED for every, you have, it has to stop for a 10 second and it has to on for a 100 seconds. Okay, then you have to define your timing, that is delay in millisecond. So in the programming I always use a millisecond. So delay 2000, if I write delay 2000, that is in the millisecond. Okay, then delay microsecond, you can use a delay microsecond, and you can use a delay unsigned long millis, that is for a timing, how much time you want that program to repeat. Okay, then if you are using any maths related programming like minimum value between any two values, so min xy, maximum value between any two values, absolute values or any constant values, or if you are writing any square root values, sqrtx you have to write. So these are the preferences. And along with, if you are writing any trigonometric functions, okay, if you are writing any trigonometric values, okay, then you have to use this sign in the bracket rad, because you are using the radian values in the trigonometry. So you have to mention clearly sine rad and cos rad and tan rad. Okay, and again random numbers, if you are using any random like a speed, I'm telling speed in the random value, you have to use a random speed. If it's a long random, maximum value, long random, minimum then maximum. If it's between a ranges, between two values. Okay. And for a serial communication, suppose you are using a Bluetooth module or you are sending a information from one end to the another end, then you have to mention that in the program. Then it's the serial begin, int serial available, serially read the value, serially flush and print the data. if whatever you are sending, you want to print that serial value. So serially print and serially print ln. Okay. So these are the some common functions we have to follow in writing the program with the help of in the Arduino. Okay. And next, suppose this is the one, we'll start with the programming. What no? So this is the basic program to check your simulator is working properly or not, or your Arduino programming window is working properly or not. So to check that, so this is common for in the all the language. Okay, wherever you are using a simulator for a test, we have to write a hello program. So similarly, we are writing here also. Here, I'm writing a program, void setup. Okay, and see, as I said earlier, whatever output or input you want to mention, that comes in the setup. And here I'm not writing any main program or any repeated value program. So that's why I'm writing in the setup, that is serial.begin 9600. What is 9600? 9600 is a baud rate. Baud rate in the sense, here whatever value I'm sending, whatever value I'm writing in the program for a communication purpose or output input purpose. So each bit, I'm sending each value of the bit in 9600 seconds. Okay. In that rate, this is a rate, transferring rate or a communication rate. In this rate, I'm transferring the bit value, or in this rate, I'm receiving the value. And you can change this speed or you can change this baud rate. But for a standard or a comfortable way, I'll use a 96000 as a baud rate. And I want to print the hello word. So I'll use again one command, serial.println. Why serial? Because I'm serially sending a value in a bitwise. Okay. So to represent each values, this much speed is required or this much rate is required. So this value if I write, then what I'll do? I'll verify the program with a check mark and uploading the program. Once here down it shows done uploading, then here I said to see the output. Okay. To see the output, you have to open the serial monitor. Okay. You have to open the serial monitor. So open the serial monitor and it opens one more window. There you can get your output. That is, once your program is proper, you'll get a output as hello world. That is program output text, and here you'll get a baud rate. So if it is different value, you have to open this, you have to set a 9600 as a baud rate. And to see the output, open the serial monitor and check your output in this window. Suppose you are doing writing any arithmetic program like a plus b or a 2 plus 3 is a 5. You want to see the answer as a 5, you have to open the serial monitor and you have to see the output of your program. This is the testing example of hello world of a Arduino. Okay. Then, okay. Any doubts so far? I'm audible, right? You can write in the chat box. I'm audible, right? Understanding everything properly? Am I audible, right? Yes, you can able to see the slides. Yes. Okay. Shall I go ahead? Okay, fine. See, next we'll go with the loop demonstration. So how now we'll shift to the loop side or a wide loop. Okay. So here we'll write a one program. Okay. Here we'll write a program like with a loop instruction. In the loop, what I'll write? First, I'll tell what is my transferring rate in the baud rate in the setup thing, and what I have to get in the setup main line, what print I have to get. What is my output message? So here my output message is this message will only be display on start or reset. This is my output display or a output message. And in the loop or what is my main program? I'm writing one value or a one sentence that has to repeat again and again. Okay. That sentence, see here, Arduino now at top of main loop and one dash dash mark and executing the instruction in main loop. This message has to come in my output again and again. Okay. So I'm sending a value serially and I'm getting a output in the serial way. So to repeatedly get the value, what is my main program? I have to get a output message as Arduino now at the top main place. This is my output message. Okay, so here I'm writing that in the loop because that is my main program. Okay, I'll write those things in the main program. Here I given a delay as 2000 millisecond because it takes 2000 millisecond to display the value. Suppose first, see, this message only display that will come. Again, second Arduino now at main loop dash dash. So once these three are displayed, it stay for 2 seconds. Again, it will repeat after 2000 millisecond. Again, next thing will be repeat. Okay. Once I return this program and this comes in the loop, whatever I write in the loop, that repeats again and again. This will be a infinite time it repeats. I am not mentioned any closed loop, or I have not mentioned any finite value here. It is an infinite loop, so it is repeats again and again until you have to close the program. Okay, so to check the program, we have to open the serial monitor, and in the serial monitor, as I said, in the right side of here, you will get a serial monitor as a window. This is the output where you'll get it with a dot 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 3 dot line. This message will only display, and again Arduino now at top place dash dash executing instruction. And once these 4 lines are executed, again it will start. Arduino now at a top main loop, again it is executing. Again it will start. Now, so this is again repeatedly coming because this is in the infinite time. It is not in any one particular finite value. It is in the infinite. It continuously start displaying until it closes the program. Okay, this is how to write main program in the loop section. Okay, next. Now I'll tell how to use the variables. Okay, how to use the variables, from where we have to start the variables. Suppose you are counting a values 0, 1, 2, 3 like that. First you have, and you are using a integer value. Okay, I hope you all know the what is integer, what is float value, integer value, average value, whole numbers, odd numbers, even numbers. So those all basic things you have to understand before writing a programming. Okay, because I cannot start those all things in this session. The only thing that I thought you all understood those before this session. Okay, so in writing the variable int, first I have to define my int value. What integer you are doing, what integer value you are taking, you are counting. What you are counting? You are counting the number. What type of number it is? It is an integer value. That is a variable. You are using a count as a variable with a int. It's an integer variable. So I have to define in the setup only. Okay, then see, remind it, please be careful here. I'm not writing in the loop section, I'm writing in the void setup section, because this is, I'm taking only a input values and I'm displaying it in the output. Okay, as I said earlier, to take a input and output, we have to be in the setup only, void setup. And if you are changing any program, or if you are writing any logic, then only come to the loop. So here I'm taking a values, count values, that is a integer values, and I'm just displaying it. For that reason, I'm writing in the setup. So what is the program says? Int count. Okay, and my transferring rate baud rate will be a 9600, and my count is here what it is started from 0 0. Again it will display that value. Again I'll count 1, again it will display that value. Again I'll count 2, again it display. Here what I'm count is nothing but count 0 is my input, and I'm displaying in the output. Again I'm taking a input as a 1, I'm displaying input as a 2, I'm displaying what value, what variable it is, count. It is an integer value. So once you run the program, see here I'm written a programming window also. So here once you, where you upload the program and open the serial monitor, you will get here 0, 1, 2, because you are reading only 3 values here. You are counting 0 and you are counting 1, you are counting a 2. Okay, so these are the only 3 values you are doing. That's why I'm displaying only a 3 values. Those are the integer values, which is a variable value. So this program shows that how to write the variables in your Arduino programming. Okay, how to write the program. See students, I'm telling how to use the variables, how to use the loops, how to use the loop like while loop, do loop, and how to use the if else statement, how to use the arrays, how to use the strings, and I'm teaching again how to use the arithmetic operation, how to use the logical operation, and how to use the rational things. Okay, so these are basic things. Using this, you have to write your own programming based on what all inputs is required. So whatever in this today's session I'm telling, these are like a input things to write your program or a basic things. Okay, so this is about the variable integer value. So in the next, I'm defining variable float value. Suppose you are defining any way average value which contains decimal numbers like 12.32999. So you want to display those float values. So you have to define that float in the starting of the program. What is your float value? You are defining a average. That average is my float value. It contains a decimal numbers. So you have to define. If it is an integer value, I'll write an int average. So my average is not an integer value. It is a float value. So I have to define it here in the setup. Again, be careful. I'm writing in the setup section only. I'm not in the loop because we are dealing with only a output and input values and printing those. Okay. So here float value. So I'll again write with the program. Here my average is what? 12.3299. Okay, student, I'll request you all, don't use any option like a pen mark or anything. Whatever you, if you click, it comes arrow marks on the screen. Okay, just listen it. If you want to copy, just copy. If you want to take a screenshot, take a screenshot. Don't do anything with your options. If you do any option, I'll get an arrow mark on the screens. Okay, don't use that annotate or a writing pen or anything. Okay, so someone has used, I got a 2 lines on the program. Okay, don't use any other options like. Okay, see, come back to the program. Here I am defining a float value. Here my average is 12.3299. I want to display that. To display that, I have to define in earlier. I'm displaying what value? The float value. So once you write this program and after executing in the programming output window, you'll get 12.33. This is also one average value. And here, see, suppose your average value is 12.3299 and you want to display this serial print average 4. If you want to, this gives like, if you want to get just a average, it will convert to a 12.3299 is there. It will give only a 2 decimal value, that is 12.33. If you write only average, and if you want average, it 4 decimal points, then it will display all the 4 decimal points like 3299. So it's depend on what type of value you require. If you want only average value, it will decimal stick to only a 2 points after decimal. And if you want to mention, if you write here 5, it will give 5 values after your decimal point. So to get these values, you have to define here float. Okay. Okay. Next, arithmetic operations. How to use the arithmetic operation in the Arduino programming. First, as I said, if you are using a float value or if you are using a integer value, whatever type of the value you are using, you have to mention in before. Again, I am in the setup only. I'm not in the loop because these are input and output values. Okay. So first, I'm reading a value a equal to 2. That is my integer value. Again, I'm reading int b equal to 7. Again, it is an integer value. And whatever operation I do with these two, 2 plus 7 or a 2 minus 7, 2 by 7, 2 into 7, that whatever result comes, I want that result in the integer value. Then I have to tell integer is in the result. Result value is in the integer. And if you want your result, if you are getting a value in the decimal point, so you have to mention float result if you are getting a any decimal. Okay. And I'll write a program. See, serial print. Already I define a and b. I'll write a program print. Okay, addition a plus b. Okay, if you do the a plus b, what your result has to contain? Addition of a plus b. And again in the same, that result has to print. Okay, and if it's an integer value, it will print that value. If it's a float, that will print as a float value. And again, in this same program, I'm writing a subtraction also. If you want to do 10 minus 2, so write a 10 minus 2. store that result in the value in the result and display that result. Okay. And if you are doing a multiplication value, if you are 2 4 into 3, okay, see here what happened here. I mentioned integer 2 and 7, so I have taken here a is 2, it will take a as a 2 and b as a 7. Okay, and here what I did, subtraction 10 minus 2. I have not mentioned any values here. Directly I am taking a 10 minus 2, that value will be stored. Again I am taken here multiplication 4 into 3 because I have mentioned already AB, so my AB value can change further. Okay, and if you want, see now 5 by 4. If I do the 5 division of 4 with the help of 4, I may get a decimal value. Okay, for that value I have to define here float. And one more program, there it is not shown here. If you want to see the remainder value, not a decimal division value, if you write 5 by 4, you'll get a decimal value. And if you want 15 with a percentage mark with a model 4, you'll get a remainder value. Okay, so here is a program. Once you run it in the serial monitor, you have to open serial monitor. There you will get a answers. What you are printing, what addition a plus b, you'll get a answer as 9. Subtraction 10 minus 2, you'll get a subtraction 10 minus 2, result is 8. Whatever you write in the print option, that will shows in the serial monitor. So serial monitor help us to find the immediate values or all decimal values, whatever values you are getting and whatever you are mentioned in the program. So this is a one how to write a arithmetic operation in the Arduino module. Okay. Next is the relation operators. Okay. In the relation operators, what we do, we'll write a relation operator. Relation operator comes as greater than, smaller than, greater than or equal to, or smaller than equal to, or equal to. Okay. Here again, I'll take a two values, integer value 2 and 3. And here what I want to print? I want to print is A is greater than B. If A is greater than B, it has to print. Okay. Here what no? Relational operationals. Here I am not displaying any values. Okay, in the relation operators, I'm not displaying any values. Whenever you write a relation operational operators, here it shows only a 0 or 1. Okay, it gives only a 0 or 1. Suppose if my A is greater than B, if it is a condition is yes or a condition is correct, then it will display 1. And if my condition is not satisfying, then it will display 0. You can see in the output, I'll just say what I am printing is A is greater than B. I'll compare A and B. If my A is greater than B, it will display 1. If my A is not a greater than B, it will display 0. You can see in the output window, is A is greater than B? No. Then my answer is 0 because here my value is not a greater than B. And again, if my A is less than 25, if A is less than 25, yes. If my A is less than 25, it will give 1. And if it is A is greater than 25, it will give a 0. Same way, is A is greater than or equal to B? No, because A is smaller than B. Okay, then it will show 0. Again, if I write A is greater than, smaller than or equal to, again it is a is smaller than or equal to, then in 1. Here I have again see, up to these three programs, I have referred these A and B values. Here I again mentioned A equal to 3. So when I return A equal to 3, this A equal to 3 value will be considered only for this line. This won't refer the starting line. Okay, that keep in mind. Whatever A equal to 2, A B equal to 3, I am used for here only these three values. Again, redefined I value A equal to 3, then I want to display this value. If A is greater than or B equal to B, again, if it is small, it will show 0. If it is greater, 1. So here I'm taking a reference of 3. And in the next program, I'm taking a reference of 4. Okay. So A equal to 4. Again, A is greater than or equal to B. If A is greater than or equal to B, then it is a based on that condition it will display. Again, I am changing a value here at the last. B equal to 4 is there. Is A is equal to B? See, A is also 4, B is also 4. Then it will compare only these two lines. It won't compare to here. It compares only this A and this B. And if these two are not there, it compares with top one. Okay. So in here in between only I mentioned, for that reason it is taking this value. So here it is comparing. It is comparing is A is equal to B. So here A is 4 and B is 4. So both are value are equal. That's why it is showing the answer as 1. Okay. So for this type, we have to use the relational operators. Okay. Next one, how to use the increment operators. Okay. Increment or a decrement operators. So again, I am in the setup only. I am not in the loop. Please be in the. Okay. So here I have to define what value you are counting. I am counting an integer value. Okay. You are counting. So int count, it will your counter starts with a 0. Okay. If your counter starts with a 0 and you have to increment that value. If your counter is starting with a 0, you have to increment by 1. Then again you have to increment by 1. Again increment by 1. Here in this program, I am increment by 3 times. Okay. My 0 is incrementing by here first line, it is increment by 1. So it gives a 1 value. And again it is increment by 1. So again it is giving a 2. Again I am incrementing that. Again it gives a 3. So first my count is began with a 0. So that value will be displayed. That is a 0. And after incrementing, it is displayed as a 1. And again it is displaying as a 2. And at the end 3. See here, after this, it won't repeat again. As I said, here it is not repeating because I stopped after 3 only. And if I mention any here millisecond, display the value each seconds and all, then it will start displaying those things. So here I counted only 3 times. So here it is incremented and displaying that in the serial monitor. And this same program I can write in loop also. Like, see here, how I'll write. I'll write again define an integer value with a 0 or a count value with 0. I'll come in the loop. See, I'm using a loop now. What I'm doing here, this integer value I'm started incrementing and I'm repeating those values 0, 1, 2, 3 infinite time. To repeat the input value and to get in the output, I'll come in the loop because now I am using a programming. What program I have to do? I have to repeat my count value. So I'll come to the loop and here what I'll write my logic as count plus plus. Okay. And it will display delay between 1000 milliseconds. So 1 second delay between printing, it will repeat again and again until I close. Okay. So here to repeat my values, okay, to repeat my values continuously, I wrote in the loop section. If I don't wanted anything in the repeated value, I'll be returning in the setup only. Okay. For that reason, I'm counting. It is started with a 0. It is started counting 1 by 1 by 1 by 1. It is 15. It is again going. Don't think that it stopped at only 15. I have taken screenshot only at when it was at a 15. Okay. So it start counting again, and it stops only when you close the program. So just understand what is the difference between previous one. Here I have written only in the setup. So for that reason, it is counted only 3 times. To repeat this many times, I have written in the loop. So it is loop is created and it is repeated again and again. And it is taking 1 second delay between the each printing. And again, it is displaying 1 by 1 value. For such things, you have to write in the loop. Okay. I hope you understood about the increment operator. Next, we'll go with the for loop. How to use the for loop. Okay. So again, I'm using a for loop here. Don't get confused. In the previous program, I was repeating my value continuously. For that reason, I have written in the loop. In the Arduino, in the loop, here I am writing a setup because my answer is stopped only at a certain value. See, after 9, my value is not repeating. I'll explain the program. My integer value is I. It's my input value. Okay. I start with the I value as a 0 and it will increment. I will increment only up to when up to 9. When I become equal to a 10, it will stop that program. Okay, when I become equal to a 10, it will stop and it will end the program. Suppose first is a I equal to 0, it will display. Second, I equal to 1, that 1 is compared with the 10. If I is 1 is less than 10, it will display and it will increment that again. So it will repeat up to a ninth value. And once I become 10, when 10 is greater than is a invalid, then it will stop that program. So here I am not repeating anything. For that reason, I am writing this loop equation in the setup only. If I am repeating this program infinitely, then I could have written in the loop. So for a particular values, to display a particular values like 0 to 9, I'm writing this in the this loop in the setup, and here I'm using a for loop. This is a loop which is the one type, that is a for loop. I equal to 0, I less than 10, and I plus plus. So it will increment up to a 9, then it will stop the program. So this is the loop equation, and only difference between other programming and all, these are the functions: serial.print, serial println, and serial begin. So you have to take care of these keywords. Okay, next one, while and do loop, do while loop. Okay, while and do while loop, again I am not repeating any value for infinite times, so I'm repeating in only in the setup. I'm writing in the setup value. Here I'll define my integer value sum is a 0. Okay, initially my sum is 0, so my count is up to a 25 in 5 seconds. Okay, so I'll write a while loop, sum is less than 25. It will repeat the loop when my sum up to a 24 or a 25. When my sum gets 25, it will stop the loop. Like sum equal to, my starting sum is 0. 0 plus 5 is what? 5. It will display that value as a 5 in the serial monitor. And again, next step is what? 5 plus 5. Then it's a 10. 5 plus 5, 15. 5 plus 5, 20. And next is 5 plus 5, 25. When it becomes a 25, it will stop this loop. Okay, it will stop this loop and it will display the results. Okay, and while displaying each result, what is the minimum delay I have kept? 500 milliseconds. Okay, this is how to use the while loop. Okay, next, how to use the if statement. So here, what I tell, what this program tells, I whatever I type in the serial monitor, okay, in the output window, whatever I type in the serial monitor, that will display in my result mode. Suppose if I type a, that will display. If I type B, that will type here. And if I type at a time KLMNOP continuously, if I write KLMNOP, it will won't display KLMNOP in the serially. It will type display one by one. First K, L, M, N. And if I type 9, it will display 9. For this, what I have to write? I have to use the if statement. Here, I'll define again. Here, I'm repeating this loop. Why I'm writing this in the loop section? Because this may takes many values, because my condition is what? Whatever values greater than 0, whatever value is greater than 0, it may be a character or it may be a number. So for that reason, I'm going to type here 9 also. That 9 also comes here. And if I write A, that also comes. B, that also comes. So here, that character I define, that is RX byte. Okay, if my RX byte is a whatever value is read, whatever value I'm writing, that is what value I'm reading, you typed. What I'm typing, A. If I type A, that has to take in the RX byte and that has to print. Okay. Since this is a infinite thing, I'm writing in the loop thing. It is repeating value. That's why I'm writing in the loop. So whatever you type, that displays here. You typed. What you typed in here? A. So you typed A. You typed A is display. You type here, if you write B, you type B, that B is displayed. So this is a if statement. How to use? How I use? If my serially available, if my type value is greater than 0, that will store and that will be displayed. So if condition has to satisfy. If I write here, uh, all values are above 0. If I write less than 0 values or greater than 0, if this condition is not satisfied, then it won't display. For that reason, I have written here if statement. Okay. In this way, I have to write a if in the Arduino IDE. Okay. Next, how to use if else. Okay, how to use a if else. Suppose see, you can see in the picture screen only, there's a Arduino board is there. There's a one light is glowing like a orange color light. That is, I say like LD is on, LED is on, and I'm making LED on and I'm making a LED off. For that I have to put the condition. What I'll write a program. What I'll write, if my character has to be greater than 0, if serially available is greater than 0, whatever I type, it has to be greatly available 0. Then again I am writing one more condition again, if whatever I typing the value, that has to be equal to A. If whatever I type a value, if it is equal to A, then my LED will get on. If I type first if is what, it has to be greater than 0. Second if is what, if it is a, then only it will that value will be taken. Where it will be taken? Digital pin 13. I have mentioned here pin mode. You can see in the setup pin mode 13. I am taken 13 pin as my output, where LED on pin 13 of UNO. Okay. See here in the pin number 13, I have put the LED. Whenever I take a value of A, that sends to the 13 and it will make LED to be on. And what condition I have put? If I type A and if it is equal to A, then my LED will on. And if you type any other value B, C, D, then immediately my LED will go off. Until you type a B or C, it won't go off. When you type B or C, any other than A, you will get a off. For that reason, I have written here else statement. First, if A equal to character is equal to A, it will get on. If you type any other value, it will go off. For this reason, for such examples, I have to use a if else. First, you have to type what actually you want if, and actually if you don't want anything, then it comes in the else, if else. Okay. And next, if else if. First I'll write a if condition, else if. Maybe A is okay, then also you print. If B is also okay, then also you'll print. What I written in the previous example, if my value is equal to A, my LED has to on. If my value is B, LED has to off. Okay. Here what I am writing, if my value is A, then also you make on. If my value is B, then also you make it on. But I have kept a time for a 500 millisecond delay. If you see, first is what? If my value is A, it will go high, and after 500 millisecond, it will go off. Else if you write a B, then also it will go high. But if you write a C, it won't come here, because I have mentioned if you type a also, my LED will on and off. If I type a B also, my LED will on and off. For such situation, I have to use a else if. See, if my A is on and off, else if B is also equal, on and off for a 200 millisecond. Here I mentioned 500 millisecond. Okay, this is for if else statement. Okay, then comes as a logical operator. Okay, logical operator. I hope it's audible, right? Just put in the chat box, it's audible. No any problem, right? You can get a, you are seeing my screens. Yes, can I go ahead? Yes or no? Okay. Okay. I'll just go. Another 2-3 slides are there. See, here we are using a logical operators. See here what my program is telling. Again, I have to mention here pin number 13. I'm writing a LED example. 13 has to get an output. What I'm writing in the loop, if okay, character is greater than 0. If character is greater than 0. Okay, if character is greater than 0, and if a my character is, if my character is equal to small a, or here I'm using a logical operator or. How I have to use that logical operator? If small a, my character whatever I type, if it is equal to a, then also fine. Or if it is equal to capital A, then also fine. If small a equal to a or small capital A, then on the LED or else off the LED. Here I'm using a logical OR operator here, OR. What? Either small a or a capital A. If you type a small a, it will display, or if you type a capital A, it will display. If you type other than these two letters, it won't display. For that reason, I'm putting a OR operation. Small a or a small b. For such thing, I have to write this program. Okay. And next one, I'll use AND operation. See here what AND operation I'll use. Again, it's a LED blink operation only. If again, if condition I'll put greater than 0, and if my first character is equal to C and second character is D, then put the value as LED as high, or else put the LED as low. What it says here, it is taking a two values. You have to type C and D. If you type a C and immediately if you type a D, your LED will on. Okay, C and D. You have to put together C and D. And if you put a and B, it won't get high, because I have clearly mentioned character, whatever first character you are writing, that has to equal to a C and next has to equal to a D. If you write C and D together, it will be on. And if you write A and B, it won't get off. If you write only C and D, that's why. If C and D, it will on, else it will off. So I'm using here AND operation. The only reason I'm using two characters, C and D. Okay. Next, switch statement. Okay. Switch statement, how it tells, same, I'll take a LED example. Switch on the LED on immediately if case 1 is okay. If switch off the LED if case 2 is okay. Like a calculator example. There also we use a case statement or a switch statement. Like that we are using here for many application. I'm using just for your reference LED example. How I'll write? I'll mention here again output pin where you are getting output. Again I'm mentioning if statement. And what is my case 1 or a switch 1? If case 1 LED is on, I'll tell when it has to LED on. Okay. And case 2 is LED has to off, and case 3 is it has to display. First it has to get a menu, then switch a LED on, then second is switch a LED off, then this is a menu. When these switch cases will work, this first case only, if my any character, put any character, those character is greater than 0, okay, case 1 will come. If it is less than 0, case 2 will come, and any one is executed, case 3 will. Case 3 is what? Printing the values. See, first, if I type any value which is greater than A, then LED is on. And if I type any greater than 0, LED is off, that will display. What is your menu? Switch the LED on for case 1, switch the LED for case 2, switch off the LED for case 2, and display the menu for case 3. Okay. If you type any other than values, it will display invalid option. Okay. This is when you start using a program, you will come to know. I'm just telling what is the format to use. If you are using a switch format, how to use in the Arduino model. Okay. We'll go with next one, conditional operator. Okay. Here conditional operator is what? Again, I'm writing in the, I'm not repeating value, just checking the condition, whether it is greater or not, or it is smaller or not. So I'll take a two values. Value 1 is 2, value 2 is 5. What is my result? If value 1 is greater than value 2, okay, or a value 1 is equal to or colon equal to value 2, condition I am putting. If that condition is holds good, what my result has to put, what is the bigger number is. Okay, if this condition is holds good, the result condition is holds good, it will result will display which one is the bigger value. This is just format for how to use the conditional operator. Okay, next, how to use the function. Like this is also one format, how to use the function. Here I have to mention first what is a function you are going to do, like program option menu you are going to display, and for what, when it will going to display, when this condition is holds code, like I equal to 0, for loop I is less than any length, then it has to display your value. This is the function I am using. What function? Deadline24 function I'm using. Sorry, dash dashed line 24, and same integer value length I'm using, and if that condition is holds good, it will display this program option menu. Okay, then Arduino arrays. How to use the arrays? In the arrays, what happens? I have to send the values one by one. If you want to send a one by value, first array is what? 23. Second array is 1001. Second, third is 9, 1, 2, 3. I want to display these arrays. So I have to write a loop here. What loop I have to write? I equal to 0, I less than 5, I plus plus. Here, what is my I value? This array 1, array 2, array 3, array 4. These are the integer values. I have to define how many arrays you have? 5 arrays. So if my array is equal to 5, it will stop the programming. If array is less than 5, it will display one by one. First, I equal to 0, it is less than 5, it will display 23. Second, 1, it is less than 5, it will display this one. And 2, it will display 9. When it is 3, it will display. When it is 4, it will display. When it goes to the 5, it won't display because it has only 5 values and I have limited for 5. Okay, this is, you can see in the output window, 23 is the first value, 1110, 9123 and 985. This is how to use the array. Okay, next, how to use the strings. Strings is what? You are taking a 1 value and you are displaying it like a I like coffee and cake. That has to print. For that, what I'll do, I'll send a 1 value. First, I'll send a link like value, then I'll write a I, then I'll write a tea or a coffee, then it will display. For that, again, I have to write how many characters that 13 has, 13, 18, 19, 20, what are the values. It will display in a okay. Next one. Okay, up these are the